Hello friends, good morning. Welcome again in the course of concrete technology. Today we are going to see formwork, the important tool or material used in construction in civil engineering. The small part of unit number 3 is a formwork in which we see types of formwork, basic members in formwork and principles of design, then materials of formwork construction, then causes of failure of formwork and safety precaution for erecting the formwork at the construction site before concreting operation. Let's see. First of all, what is meant by formwork? The temporary construction used as a mold for the structure in which the concrete is placed and in which it hardens is called as formwork. Formwork means it is temporary mold for molding any kind of structural member or concrete member at a site, which may be of timber, may be of steel or any material. Formwork must be strong enough to withstand the hydrostatic pressure of wet concrete. The method of compaction, size and shape of the formwork also affects the shutter pressure. Formwork should be tight in order to prevent concrete from leaking out. Formwork should be easy to handle so that no time is wasted in assembling and disassembling of formwork. Formworks vary both in type and in the method of construction. Another type is the sliding type. In this type, an arrangement is more to rise the form with the placement of concrete. It is generally used where a good surface finish is required. It has two advantages. First, it enables a high speed construction, and second, it eliminates the horizontal construction joint. Let's see what are the requirements of formwork. What should requirements of formwork? The formwork has some requirements in which the form should have sufficient strength to support the loads coming on it due to concrete. Second requirement is the sheeting should be durable and rigid one. Third, the sheeting should be thick enough to withstand the pressure of wet concrete. Sheeting means the panels of timber or steel. The formwork should be of reasonable size and weight for easy handling, transportation and erection at the site. The formwork should be easily and speedily erected at the site. The form surface should give a smooth finishing. And last requirement is the joints of the form should be tight enough to prevent any material leakage. These are the some requirements of formwork. The timber or steel should have these requirements, basic requirements at the time of concreting. Due to that, the concrete not segregated or the cement paste is now disappear at the time of concreting due to different operation like placing, compaction. Due to that, the water does not disappear from the concrete. These are the basic requirements of formwork. Next part is checking of formwork. How formwork is should be checked on the side. The formwork has some checking points in which the geometric dimensions of the formwork should be checked before tying the panels, or according to size of the member the geometric dimension of the formwork will be checked. Next point is the accuracy of the horizontal surfaces should be controlled by levels and vertical surfaces by plumb bobs. For uh, leveling horizontally or vertically, horizontal the levels or bubble levels are used for checking the horizontal platform or plane of the formwork, and vertical check is done by with the help of plumb bobs. Then the sawdust, nails, mud particles, etc. should be removed before placing concrete. The care should be taken before concreting. The sawdust, nails and mud particles are should be removed before concreting. The alignment of the formwork should not be disturbed during concreting operation. Due to that, the member should be in proper shape and does not disturb due to concreting operation. That's why we have to check the alignment of the formwork. Then oiling should be done in order to prevent sticking of concrete with formwork and to ensure smooth surface of concrete. Every time before concreting operation, the molds and formwork should be oiled. Due to that, the finishing of the member should be proper and it prevents sticking of concrete with formwork. Next check is the joints in the formwork should be checked to avoid the leakage of material, and the last one is the old surface should be weighted before placing the concrete. These are the some checks for formwork before concreting operation, or what are the requirements and checks of formwork. Then main part of the formwork is materials used for the formwork. The main materials are timber and steel. Let's see one by one. First is timber. The partially seasoned timber is most satisfactory for use of formwork. Seasoned timber means the moisture content is removed by processing wet timber. The partial seasoned timber is most satisfactory for use of formwork. Green timber dries out and strings. It causes fines and ridges on the concrete. Clean dried timber has a tendency to swell when soaked with water from concrete. It causes bulging and distortion if the boards are tightly joined. Provisions for slight swelling should always be made in case of seasoned timber. Sheeting. By using boards of 12.5 centimeter, 15 centimeter, 17.5 centimeter, 20 centimeter, and 22.5 and 25 centimeter in width, various heights of concreting can be usually obtained without excessive sawing. Thin sheeting, that is the size of sheet is or panel is 2.5 centimeter, is used for the sides of the beams and column boxes. The sheetings of 3.75 centimeter to 5 centimeter are used for the soffits of the beam or slab. The main part is joist. Joists are commonly 15 centimeter by 5 centimeter, but may vary from 10 centimeter by 5 centimeter to 22.5 centimeter by 10 centimeter according to type of work. The size of the joists are depend upon the type of work. The next component is post. Posts may be 7.5 centimeter by 10 centimeter to 12.5 centimeter by 12.5 centimeter in size. The next component of the formwork is studs, wheels, head trees, subsidiary bearer and transom. These may vary from 10 centimeter by 5 centimeter to about 12.5 centimeter by 12.5 centimeter. Sections about 7.5 centimeter by 5 centimeter are useful for general bracing and light shuttering. The next material is steel. Steel forms can be used for as much number of times as desired and as such as economical. Better finish can be achieved by the use of steel forms as they are factory made and fit exactly. Steel forms have the some advantages over timber formwork in which the quality of work is assured by using steel formwork. The wastage of material is eliminated, the handling and transportation costs are reduced, it reduces finishing cost. Next advantage is it reduces friction losses, smaller number of tie rod are required in steel formwork. These are safer than other than timber. In order to obtain additional uses of the steel forms, adjustment of various sizes can easily be incorporated in the design of steel forms. And last advantage of steel formwork is collapsing and stripping is a smooth and gradual operation because it is usually controlled by jacks. Now let's see the faults in erection of formwork. First fault is sheeting is too thin in case of timber because the strength of timber formwork is less than steel formwork. Second fault is bad sheeting joints which will lead to leakage of concrete which causes segregation. Then no distance pieces is provided, strut is small and buckles. Next fault is no walling and are provided in the formwork. Wrapped sheeting is used, cleat is too small, it is cut wrongly. Then sole plate is not provided which will cause uneven distribution of load to ground. Stick section is small and driven to insufficient depth. No strutting at the base of the shutters is provided. These are the some commonly appearing faults in erection of formworks at the time of before concreting. And last point of formwork is removal of formworks. The suitability of the materials of the formwork for reuse depends in many respects on the way removal is done. The shuttering boards frameworks are broken, the smooth surface is damaged, and the bracing is bent if the forms are not removed carefully. Therefore, removal of formworks should be carried out in a careful and orderly way. Formwork should not be removed without specific instruction from the engineer or site engineer present at the site. The site engineer, before issuing instruction, should make sure that the concrete has attained sufficient strength to carry its own load and any other load which it carries at the top. The sides of the formworks which are not loaded by weight of concrete members should not be removed before the concrete gains strength. The lateral shuttering is usually removed in summer within 2 to 3 days. Posts supporting the formworks of load bearing structures should be removed only after stripping the sides of the forms. Load bearing formworks should be removed only after concrete has gained enough strength. The steps for striking the formworks in which first is loosening of the tie wires first, then second is removing the supports which support the formwork, and last step is removing the shuttering boards or panels. Under normal circumstances, when the temperature is 20 degrees Celsius and the cement used is OPC cement, the formwork may be striped after the expiry of the some period. For uh, vertical sides of columns, walls, beams, and slabs, the period is of 1 to 2 days. For beam soffits, it is 7 days. Bottom of slabs up to span of 4.5 meter, the period of stripping of formwork is 7 days, and span of 4.6 meter and above. Bottom of beams up to span of 6 meter. Bottom of arch ribs up to a span of 6 meter. The period is 14 days. And for bottom of beams and arch ribs over 6 meter, the striking or stripping period is, or after 21 days the formwork will be removed. This is all about the formwork. In today's lecture we see what is in the formwork, then what are the requirements of formwork are required for basic type of materials used for making formwork, in which the requirements of steel and requirement of timber member. The timber should be well seasoned, and steel has better advantages than more advantages than timber members. Due to that, the initial cost of the steel formwork is more than timber formwork, but the durability or life of the steel formwork is more than timber formworks. Then we see the checking of formwork, in which how the formwork will be checked before using for a concreting operation, in which most important is the oiling is done on all panels of formwork before concreting operation. Then materials for formwork we see in details, in which the timber and steel. Then advantage of steel formwork over timber formwork also seen, and the faults in erection of formworks. What are the what should be the faults are occur at the time of erection of formwork at the site, that is sheeting is too thin, then care to be taken. Then the vertical and horizontal plane may be checked with the help of plumb bob and tube levels respectively, and no shuttering at the base of the shutter is provided. Then the last point we see the removal of formwork, in which the period of different members is given. For vertical members period should be 1 to 2 days, and for horizontal and the load coming on it, the period of removal of formwork is different. For heavy structure it is up to 14 days to 21 days, and vertical members it is less. This is all about formwork. Thank you.